Welcome to a new type of video. Today normally I would do challenges on Plant vs Zombies 2, since that game has more content, and sometimes I would do, and I did one video on a Plant vs Zombies 1, seeing if you could beat Adventure 2 with only lobbing plants. I realized how boring it was because of how slow the game is. Instead, we're going to try something new. Can you beat Plant vs Zombies 2 with only pea shooters? Now, this challenge was originally going to be with only straight shooting plants, but I decided that it would be really boring and the game would just be normal. The only difference would be with the with the roof levels. That would be the only time where it'd be hard. Well, I guess you could count pool levels, but whatever. Anyways, yeah. Before we actually get into the challenge, let me explain some rules. First, I can only use pea shooters, so no sunflowers, no walnuts, no chompers, no mushrooms, none of that. Of course, well, there is one rule. I am allowed to pick sun producers for the nighttime levels. For nighttime levels, I'm allowed to use sun producers. But due to the challenge, for nighttime levels, my only sun producer will be Sunshroom, since it is the worst sun producer in the game. Next up, for the pool levels, I am allowed to use lily pads, but only until I unlock 3-peater. There is when I can only use 3-peater for the pool, being like to be able to shoot stuff in the pool. Of course, I still will be kind of allowed to use lily pads for certain things, or else the challenge will be completely impossible. And finally, no using stuff like the rake that you can buy, because buying the rake would make no sense. And I'm also not allowed to buy extra seed slots. And that means explode nuts off the table. The only time I am allowed to use any other plants besides pea shooters is levels like, levels like walnut bowling. Walnut bowling I'm allowed to do since, well, I can't use pea shooters aren't available in that level. Same goes for stuff like Whack-A-Zombie, but with Vase Breaker, since Vase Breaker gives you pea shooters, I'm pretty sure it does. If it does, I can only win it with the pea shooters, which is good because it mainly gives you snow pea and pea shooter. And for conveyor belt levels, if a conveyor belt is impossible, then I'm just going to skip it. Any levels that are impossible, I'm only going to touch on briefly and then immediately go to the next level. Other than that, if a conveyor belt level gives me at least one pea shooter, I have to beat it. Now, with all those rules out of the way, let's begin Plant vs Zombies with only pea shooters. Dramatic music! Day 1-1 is pretty simple. It's the tutorial. So, it's obvious we're not really going to have to deal with that many zombies. And plus, we don't really have access to sunflowers, which we're not going to be using sunflowers for this challenge. And like that, we unlock our second plant that we are not allowed, the first plant we're not allowed to use, sunflower. Now, day 2 might be where our struggles start, because it's going to want us to plant at least 3 sunflowers, but we can't do that. Luckily, we can just camp here until we get enough pea shooters. Luckily, by saving our time by not planting sunflowers, we had enough time to plant at least 2 pea shooters. Thankfully, a zombie didn't go in the lane that didn't have a pea shooter, and now it can be a walk in the park. Once you get to the final wave, you should by the time the wave comes, you're gonna need your 2 rows of pea shooters. That way they can easily take out the zombies. 10 peas will kill a basic zombie, so you're gonna want as many pea shooters as you can. And then, after all of that, we unlock Cherry Bomb. Oh boy, Conehead. Huh, just wait until we get bucket heads. That will not be fun. Now, I think I already mentioned this in the rules, but just in case, if we ever are on a conveyor belt level and it has at least 1 pea shooter, we have to try to beat it. It's telling me to place sunflowers. Nah, I got this. At least I hope I got this. Oh, 1 on the top lane. Thank God it went to the top lane, not the bottom. Because I have nowhere near enough for that. And boom, like that, we have 2 lanes of pea shooters. Enough to kill a Conehead. Oh God. Double oh God. Now we're going to take our pea shooter and put it in the middle, since that's where a Conehead was. We need as much damage to the Conehead. We need to do as much damage to the Conehead as we can. And like that, you unlock Walnut, who we can't use. Great. Day 4 kind of plays out like day 3, except now we have 5 lanes. Now that we have access to 5 lanes, this does mean that we will be facing more problems as the challenge goes on. Because of the fact that 1, zombies do come out faster, and 2, we have more ground to cover now. We need more ground to cover, so that means we have to work extra fast and make sure we plant our pea shooters. They're the right way. Thankfully, The two zombies went in the same lane. The first two zombies went in the same lane, meaning I had time to get sun. Not all that can last forever, though. Since, well, zombie went in the top lane. But thankfully, I was able to save up enough sun. This is a good way to stall. Normally, if I was playing, I would just frickin' place potato mine, but we don't have potato mine, so that sucks. And look at that, there's a cone head in the bottom. Hopefully Peashooter can take him down. Zombies have different speeds, and this cone head is weirdly fast. So we're gonna have to put our second Peashooter down, a second Peashooter in that lane to kill the zombie. And then look at that, two zombies down there. We're only gonna have enough time to get one, because one of them is fast while the other one is pretty slow. So I opted to get the bottom one. But then a cone head appeared in the first lane in the fourth lane at the top. So that sucks. Anyways, we had to sacrifice a lawnmower. Anyways, and it also took out a zombie that was right about to go into the lane that the lawnmower we lost was in. Anyways, at the top where the conehead was, turns out Peashooter can take down a conehead by himself if the conehead is slow enough. Thankfully, now that we got a full lane of Peashooters, we will be able to hopefully succeed. The conehead at the top was pretty speedy, so I added a Peashooter for extra support. And by speedy, I mean he was speeding. Thankfully, though, I was able to kill him. And then the wave came. I was not ready for this. I had to sacrifice a lawnmower, which I realized is that at that time, I'm always going to have to sacrifice a lawnmower. So I saved Peashooter I had to put it in the same lane as a conehead. A conehead went into the lane that the lawnmower had developed. So I put him there. Now yes, this conehead was relatively slow, but I couldn't risk it, so I put a Peashooter in that lane. And like that, we unlock the shovel. Day 5. Crazy Dave comes in, greets us, tells him his name, and has a surprise for us. So we dig up our Peashooters. And we go walnut bowling. Alright, so I'm kind of going to speedrun through this level because we can't use Peashooters in it, so there's really no point of talking about it. But I guess I can go over how it played out. My plan was to do what most people do, save up our exploding for when we absolutely need them. Also, I guess it's time to talk about some things. One, none of the PVZ 2 challenges I made will probably continue because, well, for some reason, they frickin' removed the ability to make multiple save files. Like, that used to be in the game, but they removed it. So that sucks. So you know what that means? I cannot play the game without leveling up my plants. It may not seem like a big deal, but well, it's kind of stupid when most of the time when the challenge is being done, leveling up plants is a big no-no. Anyways, the level steered by without a problem. The wave came by, and we easily took care of it. I just went ahead and used my Explodo Nut on the wave to take care of everything. And just like that, we bowl a winner, and we unlock Potato Mine, who I am going to miss using. Level 6, we are introduced to Pole Vaulter, who is going to be a major bummer in this challenge. Thankfully though, now that I got a shovel, we can use the other plants to our advantage. You see, as long as a zombie doesn't interact with any other plant besides a pea shooting plant, then it doesn't count as us using the plant. So, when Pole Vaulter comes by, we can put Potato Mine down, he'll jump over Potato Mine, and we can dig up Potato Mine before any zombie eats him, or he blows up a zombie. I was hoping for good RNG, but I did not get that. The RNG I was hoping for was that 2 zombies would go in the same lane again, but that did not work out. And again, zombies are going really fast now, so we really gotta speed things up. And the zombie that went into the lane is relatively fast, so that's kind of bad. We had a Conehead go in the same lane that we lost a lawnmower originally on level 4, so I had to let the lawnmower go because I knew that I thought we might as well give up a lawnmower so then we can easily get more sun and place our final 2 Peashooters. So then after that we can start on more symmetry. A Conehead spawned at the top, so I took care of him with a Peashooter and let the first Conehead take over our lawnmower. One thing I'm hoping for is that when the big wave comes, the Pole Vaulter will go far enough to speak of the devil. I placed the Potato Mine there, dug it up, and at the top I didn't notice, but that Conehead was really fast and almost killed our Peashooter. But right before the zombie got to him, he died. Sweet. And at the bottom, our Pole Vaulter prone was doing just fine. The Conehead was fast, so I just placed a second Peashooter in his lane. The Pole Vaulter spawned at the top, so I placed the Potato Mine ready to dig it up after he jumped. Thankfully, a basic zombie spawned in the same lane as the Conehead, so I didn't have to deal with much there. So then I waited no Coneheads came, so it was simple as just waiting and getting our sun ready. Anyways, the wave came and I was ready. I was ready to take on the wave. What I was hoping for is that if there was more than one Pole Vaulter, I would simply just place a Potato Mine, then place a walnut or a sunflower. The Conehead was at the top lane, and so I placed a Peashooter there, so then we could get rid of him easily. And then it all came down to the Conehead at the top of the screen, who we completed without any troubles. And like that, we unlocked Snow Pea, who we can use in our strategies now. At least I hope, because the problem is since he/she, I call it a she, is so expensive. it's gonna be hard to use her. Also, I don't think you noticed PVZ 1 added a level map, and so far every level has been possible. Now to level 7. Level 7 is pretty much going to play the same game as level 6, except now we have Snow Pea, who again we're going to try to use in strategies the best we can, but we're probably not going to get much done with them. A zombie spawned in the bottom lane, so I placed a Peashooter and took care of him. The best RNG we could get in this game, the best RNG we can get in these levels is if two zombies go in the same lane, when one zombie dies in the first lane, and then if one zombie goes in the lane that has a Peashooter, dies, and then another one follows in that same lane, then that is good. That is good RNG, because then, yeah, the second zombie we killed started breakdancing before he died. I guess he had a hint of Michael Jackson in him. That was a dark joke. I should not have made that joke. Michael Jackson died the year this game came. Didn't Michael Jackson die a few days after the game came out? On Steam. And it seemed like in this level, we were just not getting good RNG. Since a zombie kept on going in any other lane, but one that already had a Peashooter. So I went ahead and guessed, and a conehead spawned in the second lane. That was not good. I was hoping that this conehead would be slow enough for a Peashooter to kill it. Because I've been sacrificing llamas almost every level now. Thankfully though, we got our row of Peashooters done. And another thankfully, the conehead was slow enough for Peashooter to easily take care of him. The conehead spawned in the 4th lane, and again, I get scared when this happens, so I went ahead and put a Peashooter down. Until realizing, oh crap, that might have been stupid. So, I thought that from now on I would save up for Snow Pea. But just in case, I would keep that Peashooter there. But since for now we can't really afford Snow Pea, I would have to use Potato Mine to get rid of to make sure the pole vaulter jumped. The conehead in 3rd lane was slow enough to where we could kill him. And this is also the first level where there's 2 flags now. So 2 waves. Thankfully, since this conehead was saving us time, we had enough time to save up for Snow Pea. So now I have enough for Snow Pea and to place the Potato Mine to get the pole vaulter to jump. I saw that there was a conehead and a basic zombie in the same lane, so I went ahead and placed our Snow Pea in that lane, just so we could freeze and get some extra damage in. And then there was the lane that had the 2 Peashooters in it, had a conehead, and in the top 5th lane there was also a conehead, which was fast to say the least. So to slow him down, I placed a Snow Pea, and that helped us out a bit. In the bottom lane, only one conehead spawned in. He looked pretty speedy, but I just hoped that wouldn't be a problem. A pole vaulter went in the top lane. Snow Pea and Peashooter took him out easily. I was right, at the bottom lane, the conehead was nothing to worry about. but a zombie came up behind him. That is bad. So, just in case, I put another Peashooter down there. And that good thing I did, because there was a conehead right behind that zombie. Of course, in the row above it, a conehead also was put there. But, again, I was hoping that the Peashooter would kill him. A pole vaulter came in, so I made him jump over the potato mine, and it all went well. I realized that I probably wouldn't have enough for a whole lane of snow peas, but I would at least try. Thankfully, 2 Peashooters is still enough to kill a pole vaulter. And then in the middle lane, a pole vaulter came in, but since Snow Pea was in that lane, he would go down faster. And by that, I mean he'd be slow, so they would go down the same, just, you know, you get what I mean. Really, all I really have to say for this level was, it wasn't that hard. So far, all of World 1's levels have been easy. But I do know that when bucketheads are introduced, it won't go so well. I finally saved up enough to get Snow Pea, another Snow Pea. So, in one of the lanes, I put another Snow Pea. In the second lane, I put a Snow Pea since there was a conehead in that lane. And I didn't want him to, you know, kind of get over. I didn't want the 2 Peashooters to get overwhelmed. And thank God I did that. And like that, we unlocked Chomper, who again, we cannot use. Day 8 is when a buckethead is introduced, and we can now choose our plants. So, the plants we will be choosing, I decided that we would refrain from using Chomper, and I just grabbed. I didn't have enough space to I had enough space to bring Cherry Bomb, who I didn't want to use, but I have to bring anyways since it's either him or Chomper, and I'd rather have him. Still, we can now pick our plants, so this is huge. I do know that when when bucketheads come in, we are going to have problems. A zombie went into the top lane, so I placed a Peashooter to stall him. Well, not really to stall him, just to kill him. And I was hoping that another zombie would go in that lane to help. And no, a zombie went in the middle lane, so I placed a Peashooter there. And again, a zombie went in the lane I did not want it to. So I had to wait for something to fall again so I could place a Peashooter in that lane. So far, good. The conehead went in the bottom lane, and that kind of made me mad because, again, they're not going in the lanes I want them to. So I placed a Peashooter in that lane, hoping to God that it would kill the conehead before it was too late. I was just hoping that the conehead would be slow enough for the Peashooter to kill it. And another zombie went in the final lane that was not protected. So, what did I do? I placed a Peashooter there. I looked back at the bottom lane. The Peashooter was probably going to get bit a few times. So far, we've gone this whole time without a Peashooter, without a plant getting bitten. And he didn't get bit. Of course, then a buckethead spawned, which I was not ready for. Which I knew that meant one thing. A plant was definitely going to get eaten. And it was going to be that Peashooter. So I used my son to put another pea shooter down to help with a buckethead. And then a conehead spawned behind him. What my luck. I just hope to God that it was enough. And my first pea shooter got eaten. And then the second one was gonna get eaten. Because there's no way he would be able to hold off that zombie, kill that zombie, and then, yeah. So we lost ourselves a lawnmower, which I expected. I knew that as soon as the first buckethead spawned, we would use a lawnmower. In the fourth lane, there were two cone heads in the same lane. But since one pea shooter can easily take out a cone head, and so far the cone heads have been slow enough for him to take care of it, I wasn't too worried. But still, we've now lost 2 plants. That's sad. Like I said, I'm gonna miss using potato mine. But thankfully, for this level, there was only 1 wave. Also, that cone head was irritatingly fast, so the pea shooter couldn't take care of him. I hoped that, well, yeah. I hoped that the lawnmower would be able to take out the zombies in that lane. And no other zombies win that lane, so I used my snow pea at the top lane, and just in case, put a pea shooter in the lane we lost. And was hoping to God that that one cone in the middle was not too fast. I placed a third pea shooter in the top lane, so then it could take out a buckethead. Because it takes at least 3 pea shooters to take out a buckethead. And like that, we unlocked Repeater, who I doubt we'll be able to use in our strategies because of how expensive they are. Level 9. It was pretty much going to play the same way as level 8, except it now has a pole vaulter. So I went ahead and grabbed all the plants that would stay in our inventory, with cherry bomb and chopper being left out. Pea shooter for our main attacks, sunflower, walnut, and potato mine for making pole vaulter jump, snow pea for if we get enough to slow them down, and repeater we're probably never going to get to use. So right here you see what our strategy is probably going to be from now on. So yeah, day 9 started just like day 8. Of course, this will definitely be a harder version of day 8 because, well, there's going to be 2 waves this level. And the game kept on fucking me over by doing what I didn't want it to do. Putting zombies in lanes that did not have pea shooters. Meaning it has not given me enough time to build up my sun economy. And again, a conehead went into the 4th lane. That pea shooter. Thankfully, as soon as he got to the first lane, the first column, I had enough to put a pea shooter down. And again, hoped to God, like always, that he was slow enough. And yeah, in the middle lane, another cone was coming, and he was definitely really slow. I could tell at the speed he was moving at the middle lane had a really slow cone head, which was perfect for me. And in the 4th lane, well, that kind of speaks for itself. A pole spawned in the top lane. I usually took care of him by placing a potato mine to get him to jump. Again, as long as the zombie doesn't eat a plant that isn't a pea shooter, or the thing that isn't a pea shooter hurts the zombie, then the plant isn't interacting with the zombie, and the zombie isn't interacting with the plant. The cone in the middle somehow had enough speed to almost reach our pea shooter. I did not like that, but still. Then there was another cone head, which looked kind of fast, but I needed to wait a bit more. I actually now had enough for Snow Pea, and now realize that we might actually be able to use it here in the strategies. And I was right, the cone head was fast, but not fast enough. The cone head in the top lane was fast, so I placed my first repeater down. I want to save repeater for when when bucket heads spawn. And 3 zombies died at the same time. So I was hoping only 1 bucket head would spawn for the first wave, and it would be in the lane that has a repeater. Thankfully, for the first wave, no bucket heads spawned, which I was happy about. In the second lane, there was a cone head behind basic zombie. So I did the one logical thing. I put a repeater down. And good for me, a cone head spawned in that same lane that his other cone brethren died in. To think, the one plant I thought we would not be able to use in strategies, we're using in a strategy. Let's go. But then 2 cone heads spawned, and I couldn't tell which one was faster. It is clear that the top one was not fast enough, so it wasn't fast enough to kill our pea shooter. So we were doing good. But the one at the bottom, now that was a different story. He was kind of fast, but people took him down easily. I placed the repeater in that lane just to be safe. A bucket head spawned in the top lane where our first repeater went, so he was being dealt with. He was technically being hit with 3 pea shooters, so that's good. Then a bucket went in a lane that didn't have a repeater, and I panicked. So I assumed I would have to give up a lawnmower just so I can actually get rid of him. Of course, I tried my best to save up for a repeater. I just hoped that sun would drop fast enough. But it was clear it would not. I went ahead and dug up the pea shooter that the bucket head was going to eat because I already knew that it would have been no use. So, and then in that lane, we lost the lawnmower, I put a repeater down immediately. Just to help. That means the only lane that did not have a repeater was the middle one. Meaning so that means if Bucket went there, we would definitely lose it. I made the pole vaulter jump, and in the bottom lane a Buckethead spawned, which I was okay with. Because there was a repeater down there. The middle lane definitely needed help because of 3 zombies being in that lane. And funnily enough, the 4th lane where I put that repeater down after we lost it, a lawnmower, not a single zombie went in that lane. Talk about weird. Still, this is definitely one of the challenges. People don't really do challenges on PVZ 1 anymore. Anyways, we unlock a note. Hello, we are about to launch an all-out attack on your house. Sincerely, the zombies. And like that, here we are, day 10, which is a conveyor belt level. And zombies spawn immediately. Two, a cone head, and a normal zombie. I immediately put my Peashoot up front, placed the chomper, and immediately dug it up just so I could hopefully stop the conveyor belt from filling up too much. Anyways, I placed three Peashooters in one lane just to help. We almost lost the Peashooter. Alright, some Peashooters were harmed in the making of this movie. Now, with Cherry Bomb, as long as he doesn't blow anyone up, then we can place him. So I placed him down just so we could fill up space. And then I realized, oh, you can dig him up if you're fast enough. I placed a snow pea in the top lane, and funnily enough, as soon as that happened, a zombie spawned there. I kept on hoping that I would get more Peashooters to work with because of the whole, fact that I couldn't use Peashooter. Anyways, a zombie ate through the Peashooter I placed, and it just would not give me Peashooters for the love of God, it would not. So I restarted the level, hoping that I would get some better RNG. The problem was that we were not getting good RNG. And by that, I mean we just never getting good RNG. That's really all it is. This time around, we got better RNG. It started giving us only repeaters. And then it finally gave us Peashooters. My plan was kind of going with repeaters in the back. Because the repeaters in the back, they are our most important ones. So they need to stay in the back. So then they can be protected. Of course, then the bad RNG started coming in as we were not getting any snow peas, which were crucial to the strategy, since they were going to help us slow down a bunch of the zombies. Anyways, I went ahead and placed another Peashoot, placed another repeater, and Potato Mine started filling up the conveyor belt, so I went ahead and got rid of them, as well as the Cherry Bomb it gave me. The top lane had a Kona getting dangerously close to our Peashoot, so I got rid of him, and then we started getting more repeaters, so I placed it in the row with the Peashooter, and replaced that Peashooter with Snow Pea. We finally started getting Chomper, which again we can't use. So I just hope to God that we would get more Peashooters soon. I placed more Peashooters, just hoping that it was enough. I accidentally placed the Peashooter too far up, and I finally dug it up because my OCD was kicking in. And I only just realized how much how fun this challenge was, because nobody thinks to just play Peashooter. By the time you unlock Snow Pea, people are never pulling out Peashooter ever again, because it's the first time in the game, who would bring him out again when there's so many better options like repeaters? Well, this time when we realized Peashooter is actually pretty good. Due to its cheap sunk cost is very effective in a lot of scenarios. So, I just play by spamming Peashooters, which is what I normally do when playing this level, because that's really what they want, just spam Peashooters. So yeah, but the strategy was just playing a bunch of Peashooters and dig up and get rid of plants of Peashooters that dig up and dig up plants that were not actually Peashooters. It kept on giving me a lot of repeaters, so I started replacing our normal Peashooters with repeaters. And this worked out really well. So sooner or later, we'll get to our final wave. And sorry if this commentary's been kind of lazy. Listen, it's a conveyor belt level. Conveyor belt levels aren't really that interesting because there's really no strategy then. You just spam the best plants. Well, most of them, that's the case. And like that, with our single Peashooter leading the charge, we did it, and we unlocked Puffshroom, who we cannot use, sadly. And we've officially unlocked a nighttime where it's going to be a huge hassle, because, yeah. So far, can you beat Plant vs. Zombies 1 with only Peashooters? So far, yes, you can. But I bet that when nighttime rolls around, it's gonna get really hard. Let me know in the comments if I should change any rules, have any exceptions to the rules for nighttime or pool, and if you have anything to say, leave it in the comments below. I've been Super Plush Pie. This has been Super Plush Pie Gaming, and I'm tuning out, saying good night and good day, and have a good rest of your day. Have a pyrific day. Did I really just say that?